Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, social media. Good morning, anyone that's listening and watching. James Rice, backyard. September. Give this thing a couple moments to fire up. And hey, Shay, what is up? It's another week. We're about to either run into each other at a birthday party or a ketone function. Grab your crew, come up to the mountains, hang out in the backyard. If we can't change some lives and help some people in this backyard, I'm pretty sure we can't do it anywhere. Who else on? Anyway, so those of you who don't know me, my name is James Rice. My goal today is to simply share with you the tools training, the mentors, the affiliates, the associates that I have, the tools that I've used to go from broken in every area of your life to bigger and better. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily not even necessarily, but it's definitely not a competition. It's definitely not a grab. You have to decide, but I will tell you the basic foundational fundamental activities that you use to be successful in any area of your life, they move through to the rest of the areas of your life. That makes sense? So we each have experiences. The question is, will you share them? So if you like what we're doing at all, if it helps you, brings value, I just encourage you to share it, because it's one thing to be amazing yourself, have an amazing backyard, a couple cool cars, big house, some income and muscles. But the key is, how many people do you bring along with you? That's the key. How many people do you bring along with you? So that's what I want to do. And that's all I want to do. There's no fee. I'm not trying to be or want to be a guru. I don't want to travel the world doing it. I want to help my crew, want to help my community, help my neighbors. So every now and then I like to turn around, check out the backyard. Had an amazing experience today because I'm babysitting a 6-month-old Samoyed named Scout. Went for a morning walk. Boom. His ears and eyes went bam. Coyotes crossing the driveway. It was cool because it was a mother and two little ones, two juveniles. The juveniles weren't even like 30 pounds. They were super small, a third of the size of the mom. So I kind of cruised along a little bit. The mom kind of checked us out. And it's cool because I know it was the same mom I've seen before because she's got a limp in her right leg. Holy cow. I turn around and there's one of the babies like literally 10 feet away from us. Just going, hey, what's up? Are you a friend? Are you a foe? I don't even know. And I'm like, bro, that is not a habit you want to get into, which is staring at humans and just standing there. Now, I don't care. I love it. I love the quail. I love the rabbits, the squirrels, deer, coyotes, fox, whatever comes in the backyard. The spiders, the tarantulas, that's a spider, the scorpions, all of them. So they're all welcome. Anyway, that being said, what do we want to share today? A couple pieces. Remember, it's fall. It's September. It's fall. And are you falling? Okay. In your faith, fitness, family, finances, and fun. Those are my 5 F's. Those are my foundational areas that I focus on. Okay. May not have the biggest truck, may not have the most races, may not push the most weight, may not have the biggest gun collection, may not have the most of worldly crap, but I'm not kidding you. I don't care. That's not where I measure myself. And that's one of the first pieces I'd say to yourself is put your brakes on and going, hey, where am I measuring myself? Well, first of all, each and every one of us, I'll tell you, you can measure. But again, that's your measuring tape. And your friends have a measuring tape for you, and strangers have a measuring tape for you. So measuring up, as far as I'm concerned, is a waste of time. But if I'm going to measure, if I'm going to strive and move forward and pursue, it's my foundation and my faith, fitness, family, finances, and my fun. Okay. But my hobbies, my truck, my guns, my toys, my fingernails, my eyelashes, my implants, they're not going to define me. That's a chase you'll never win. That being said, so how do we do that? So the key is first and foremost, realize that, oh, wow, you know what? I keep getting more junk and I'm not happy. My football team wins, I'm happy, but that's not me. My football team loses, I'm sad. That's not me. My kids' team loses, I'm happy. That's not me. That's your kids. I want to be a foundation and fundamentals for them to see as to how to, lead a family, how to lead a community, how to lead myself. That's it. And in that, there's going to be wins and losses, and I'm good with that. So let's ponder a couple pieces we read today. I'm loving it. I'm also backing up my clock. Instead of getting up at 6 in the morning, I'm now getting up at 5:45, and I'm loving that because, I mean, that's not like a big deal to you, but 15 minutes here and there is huge, huge. Okay, you get a little extra reading, a little extra praying, maybe another phone call, a couple messages to friends. There's a lot you can get done in 15 minutes. So, yeah, let's roll it real quick and then get you back to whatever you're doing. Because all I want to do is plant a couple seeds that make you go, oh, and you'll change just 1 degree. Because we all know that if you're here and then you change 1 degree, by the time you get over there, it's a massive change. Does that make sense? You know what? I just did a little bit of exercise 35 years ago, and I just kept doing it. Just an hour a day, 4 or 5 days a week, just an hour. No big deal. But by the time you lump it and go, it's massive 35 years later. Make sense? So follow that, ponder it. But you got to start with a desire. You got to start with realization, repentance, believe it or not, going that, hey, what I'm doing is not really making me happy. It's just things and moments that are making me happy. I want to be happy every day, all day long, even in the storm. I want to be happy every day, all day long, even in the storm. Do you understand the difference? Huge difference. So how do I do that? I got to decide what's important to me. Then what I got to do? I got to get around people who are doing the same thing. Proximity is power, kind of. Proximity is power with the right activities. Yeah, compounding effect of joy. I like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so I get the right move, but I got to take daily intentional action in that right area. Okay, I can't do Zumba thinking I'm going to get, a stronger chest, biceps, and bigger muscles. On the other hand, I can't be lifting and thinking I'm going to improve my cardio. Okay, it's got to be the right daily focused intentional action. Proximity is only power if you do the same thing those people are doing. Does that make sense? And then the cool thing is you got to do it again tomorrow. Then you got to take a day off. Then you got to do it again tomorrow. Then you got to take a day off. Then you got to do it a couple more days. Does that make sense? That's the only way you're going to get there. You got to continue. Dating is a good example. You don't go on a date and then a month later go on another date. She's gone. It's got to be a date. Now we're going to have another date. And in between, you got a couple phone calls, a couple texts, maybe meet in the park for a little walk, maybe meet for a little soft serve ice cream. That makes sense? So 2 things that start my day with each morning, my books, Bible in a year. And I love Proverbs because it's about knowledge that turns into wisdom. Okay. Knowledge is cool. We all have it, but are you applying it? That's wisdom. Okay. So it's not a theology conference. This is not a holy cow come to my church conference. It's just, my fitness is wisdom that permeates my life. My faith is wisdom that permeates my life. My finances and my wisdom and finance applies to every area of my life. It's all crisscross, right? It's all a web. So I was reading today. It's funny. I'm into the last 3 prophets in the Old Testament: Zechariah, Malachi, and Haggai. And they're all just in the last days. I think they're all in Judah. And but the cool thing is they're talking about a coming, promise, and that applies to my life. So on the 22nd, a couple things I read. Here's one part is noted in here. They're talking about half-hearted obedience. Okay, now they're obviously talking about half-hearted obedience to your faith, and let's apply that to everywhere. Half-hearted obedience to your relationships, your marriage, your spouse. It's not going to get people. There's no brainer. It's not going to get you where you want to go. Half-hearted obedience to your fitness. Half-hearted obedience to your finances, your budget, your work. Half-hearted obedience to your friend. Ponder that a little bit. Where am I having half-hearted obedience, but I'm expecting the fullness of, full time? You can't be working part-time, playing part-time, exercising part-time, and expect full-time results. That makes sense? That's just logic. And that's a little piece I was telling someone yesterday, you get emotional all you want. I encourage you to apply a little logic to it. Make sense? Oh, this is a good one. It said in here is a little note, a reminder. You can't have a concert first and then tune your instruments. We can just talk about that. That's just such a no-brainer. And how many of us do that? Putting that cart before the horse, putting those expectations before we tune that instrument. Playing that concert, that's not going to work, people. You've got to get prepared. You've got to lay the seeds in the ground. Then the harvest comes up. So just ponder that a little bit in your life, but you got to lay it out. Lay out your faith, lay out your fitness, lay out your finance, lay out your your friendships, faith, fitness, family, friendships, and finances. Lay those out. And then you got to decide where you're going to do. And you can't be thinking of and planning them without that preparation. Okay. That is so crucial, crucial, crucial. But only you can take a look at that. And are you really putting the cart before the horse? Are you really having expectations that aren't in line with how much you've tuned your instrument? That's why I love these readings these days. They just go, good points. Good points. Of course, in this at the end of it, Haggai says, "Seek first the kingdom of the King of God." And so it's from Matthew. Well, here's my point though. What are you seeking, people? I gotta get my eyelashes done, gotta get my nails done, gotta get this, gotta go shopping, gotta go to lunch, gotta go to coffee, gotta go hunting, gotta lift my truck, gotta get bigger tires, gotta. Are those really the things? They sure are easy to make yourself look cool, but then they're gone and done. You've got to decide where is your foundation. What are the fundamentals you're going to base it on? And that's what you got to seek. And here's some person goes, that stuff's hard. You know what? I don't think about whether or not exercising every day or, every other day, 4 or 5 days a week for 30 some years is hard. It's just what you do. You don't want to think about whether college is hard. It's what you do because you want better. You don't think about whether marriage is hard. You think about, are you focusing on it? And are you taking daily intentional action? Are you tuning your marriage instrument and then going to the concert? Sweet applications. Uh this whole thing just talks about that preparation, and again, what are you seeking first? What are you beginning your day with? What are you in your work, in your home? What are you filling up with? What are you trusting in? Are you trusting in your neat facial hair? That's a badass beard. The thing's white as snow. Are you tracing in your muscles, your bracelets, your spray tan? It's not going to work, people. Get it tuned and changed around. Make the decisions. Put your time in, and believe me, at the end of 30 days, 60 days, 90, 120, a year, you'll have huge change. But you got to be willing to bring the best me in all aspects of my life, then helping inspire. I love that. And so, are you sure that you're bringing the best me? At your core, or when they come out and question you and quiz you, does it crumble because you have resentment from the past, because your budgets and bills? Who was I was just chatting with? Oh, and that's what's coming up is their budget and the bills. Get rid of your shit. Oh gosh, I couldn't do that. That's what I work for. Get rid of your stuff. Create room at the end of the month so you're not sweating it. Well, I won't have fun. Okay. Okay. You can't have both, people. You can't have money at the end of the month and feel calm and cool and I got money, and then I want the fun stuff too that I can't afford. You choose. It's not me. It's not my household. But I know when I'm not worried about money at the end of the month, when I know that I'm not worried about taking my shirt off because I'm not 20 pounds overweight, when I know that I'm not worried about people looking at my credit score, when I talk about people looking at my, my family and my history and my relationships, then I'm good. Then I'm good. I'm going to leave you with this. We'll just check this out real quick here on the 22nd, because a little bit from Proverbs, because they're talking about marriage, which is just crucial, crucial, crucial. I mean, the ultimate friendship, the ultimate relationship. Like I tell people, marriage isn't the problem, it's who you're married to. Marriage isn't the problem, it's who you're married to. Ponder that one a little bit. Oh, this is kind of cool. They said in the marriage, this is like huge. First, look for a fellow believer. I'm going to tell you, if you're a non-believer, find a non-believer. Be equally yoked. Okay. But if you're a believer, start with a believer. If you're a believer, don't get a half believer. If you want to have 3 kids or kids for sure, don't get a non-kid oneer. Okay. Make sense? That's huge. You've got to be equally yoked, and equally yoked in your business. Don't be, you can have lots of people in your business, but don't be running around hanging and banging with people who want to have a hobby and it's your business wants to be full time, or they want to be recreational. Don't be hanging out with someone who wants to work out 3 times a week, twice a week, maybe, if you want to work out 5. That's not equally yoked. Does that make sense? Second, look for a person in such spiritual character. This is what makes you evoke admiration, praise. So think about that. You're always moving up. The person you want to see that their faith, you admire it and you praise it. You want to see that their fitness is pulling you forward. You admire it, you praise it. You want to know that their finances, their career, their budget pulls you forward. You're admiring it. Does that make sense? You could sit around with those who are a non-believer like yourself, or or not pursuing it and not tuning their instruments ahead of time, not involved in the gym. They're all going, we're doing the best we can. Diet's hard. We're doing the best we can. Men suck. We're doing the best we can. Women don't listen. Women are idiots. Women just want your money. That's not going to get you nowhere because, first of all, it's not truth. It's just validating and make yourself feel better about where you're at. None of it's truth, though. It's your truth, but it's not truth. Okay? So, yeah, work with those that are pulling you forward. Third, like I love this, get advice. Okay. But and about all aspects of it. And that's just ask them where they want to be. Where does your fitness partner want to be? Where does your business partner want to be? Where does your spouse want to be? Did you even talk to them before you dated them? Have you had a conversation? You know, are you moving forward with people who are you locking arms with your Bonnie and Clyde, your Thelma and Louise, your I'm not sure who's on here from my ketone business, but are you locking arms with like-minded people in every area of your life? Then you're tuning your instruments, then you're ready for the concert. That help it make sense at all? So the bottom line is I'm going to leave you with that, and then it's what you want to do with that. But those are pieces that I read, meditate on, and then boom, you got to put it into action. Can't be proximity with those books. I got to put it into action. Make sense? So I'll let you go with your Thursday. Have an amazing day. I hope some of these people made you think a little bit. If you like it, share it. Share it with your BFS for sure. Invite them to it. Let's Zoom. Let's get together. If you live in the Ramona, San Diego area, let's hang out. Okay? So get your own instrument tuned first and then share it with others. And make sure you're sharing pieces and things that are a strong foundation that when the rains come, the storms come, your base, your foundation is going to hold up. Okay? Love each and every one of you. Hope this helped a little bit. Have an amazing day. Contact me. Hopefully I can help you with something. Be fun.